Hello, welcome back. This is yet another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Tournament game. This is game 3 and the final game of the GameNight.net tournament played over this past weekend on Saturday. And there were 6 players, of course. I get to play 2 Skaven of the 6. And the final matchup is a... Let's see, which one's this? This is a meeting engagement. So we get to set up. I've set up as far back as I can to keep it reasonable and be able to move forward, but I do not want any first round charges. He had a bunch of stuff starting reserves, so set up back as well, even for the Skaven. And yeah, so you can see what I've got here. I've got he set up first, so I got to set up opposite him. I've learned a little bit from my prior 2 games. I put my Wild Riders and my Glade Riders over on my right flank, opposite his Doom Wheel. I have some Dryads in the trees. That works out well. It's a no-brainer. Another set of Dryads along the back. My White Watchers along the back to try to protect those points and just protect against, him coming in with he's got 2 units of Gutter Runners, and what I should have done is had the White Watchers just all the way in the corner here, looking left, and then I could move and shoot him when he comes in. But anyways, I have my big unit with my caster right up there, so he can shoot at the H-bomb, A-bomb, whatever it's called. My War Dancers and my BSB, I'm not leaving him out alone. My Treekin and Eagle, the Dryads here protecting the back. A Branch Wraith, I'm okay leaving her out all alone. My last unit of Dryads, and then my second unit of Glade Guards start in reserves. And you can see I've pulled back. All the terrain in the middle is all impassable, so I'm fine with that. I can redirect and misdirect and confuse him as much as possible. He'll have to move around it and come to get me. And so I'm okay with all that. Looking across the table at sorry that his unit is out of focus and is focused on the center terrain piece here, but he's got 1 spawn unit of three blocks. His Storm Vermin, you also get more battle points for killing your opponent's most valuable core unit. So that's this unit of Storm Vermin here. Unit of Clan Rats or Slaves, or I'm never exactly sure what's what, but this is like the typical Skaven unit. His A-bomb, another unit of Clan Rats or Slaves, and then the Doom Wheel. His Screaming Bell and Cannon started off the board, which I'm okay with, especially the Cannon. It'll give me a chance to get into the backfield and take that out without him being able to shoot me first round. That thing is just vicious. But this is what I'm up against here. Again, it's another solid Skaven list with all the toys, and yeah, I'm ready to make a different game out of this. So he gets first turn. He moves everything up. You can see here I've vanguarded up and done whatever. I didn't vanguard up big time. The Doom Wheel comes. I charge the Doom Wheel, do a few wounds, win combat. He kills 1 Wild Rider, and all of a sudden, that's how you take care of a Doom Wheel. And that's how you use Wild Riders. All of a sudden it started to make sense. They're backed up by the Eagle, and the Glade Riders are sitting out over here, just hiding out behind the terrain, trying to take some shots and do whatever. I pull everybody else up, keep the Dryads in the forest, move the Wave Watchers up again. I just brought them up so I could shoot. Maybe I should have just held out and back and protected my rear. And again, they're just a waste of points. They never did anything the whole time. I move everything else up a little tiny bit just to get a little bit closer, be able to shoot. Here's just another perspective looking down my flank. I move the Dryads all the way over to try to bait his Storm Vermin, who have also just come rushing up around that side. And in the far corner, I haven't stood the models up yet, but I have some Glade Guard that come on my first round. They come on there, and they shot and wounded the swarms, the rat swarms. So now I've got somebody hanging out over in his backfield. I've got my Wild Riders that have beat his Doom Wheel. The Doom Wheel ends up failing its rally test and flees off the board. So that's huge this round. Big difference. His turn 2, he moves up even more. he's protecting his flank with the slaves here, and moving his storm vermin up. You know, he's definitely going to be threatening my branch wraith and other dryads, but that's okay with me. I forgot to move my glade guards, so they stuck on the side, but they'll be able to wheel around and shoot into the rear of these things. It would have been nice to have them 5 inches and wheeled out, but you know, it's late in the day and I'm starting to not think everything through really well. The center of the field, he's moved everything forward. Right now he's readjusting his warp lightning cannon. This opponent was a guy named Chris, really solid player, really fun to play against. This was a pleasure of a game. Really knowledgeable, but fun as well. So he's brought everything forward. The bell came on the first round, and just marching up as much as he can. Again, I get almost no magic, so I'm never able to buff my units or Curse of Anri or him. I've got all the right spells, I just can't do anything with them. Really nicely painted army. So much individuality to everything. It's hard to see the A-bomb, but it's painted patchwork with all different stuff. So my turn 2, I move forward even a little bit more. I get my glade card up so they're within 15 inches of the A-bomb. I end up wounding it and then throw out my Hail of Doom arrows and just not able to kill it. So just classic. I wasn't able to wound it. On his turn 3, he goes and starts to do magic. I dispel one lightning. I dispel the other one. Not even thinking that I should have let the lightning bolt come through. Do a few wounds to my glade guard here, but instead he scorches them and they like all die. So I pull my character out of there because I don't want them to get charged, and we'll talk about that in a few. And all of a sudden he's coming in close to me. So my turn 3, I have buffed my character here with what's it called, Savage Beast of Horror. So he's got +3 attacks, so he can do shots. Still not able to wound the A-bomb. I charge the dryads in and destroy the swarm, but I destroy them in combat res, so I do not get to overrun. And I'm just shooting at these guys. I think I kill one. The whole center of the board is pretty interesting and just coming together. I'm just preparing for all of his charges to come at me, trying to take care of this unit. If I get rid of this unit, that's a big unit in my flank, a powerful unit that I won't have to worry about. So next round, I'm going to be able to send my dryads hopefully into his flank. Let's see where that goes. So by now I've got my Wild Riders snuck into the back. I've got my Eagle who's taken a wound, who's in just nearby, making him pass test of march and just making him think. I'm not certain I can charge back into the cannon. I can do whatever I want with him. His infiltrating gutter runners come on. I think this round they go and kill the Eagle, which is a shame, but that's all right. They might have even put that one wound on the Eagle, or maybe that's from the cannon. I mean, the Eagles are really cool. Everyone who really likes to play sees them as a huge threat, which they can be, and really spends a lot of time shooting at them. So you can see here, I'm right in the middle. I've got a flank charge if I want it, where I can try to assassinate his level 2 engineer that's got the yellow hair right there. His BSB's in that unit, his general's in that unit. There's a whole lot going on right there. So his turn 3, I believe it is, he gets a charge off with his A-bomb into the treekin. He fails a charge with the storm vermin on the left there. He charges with the clan rats. I flee with my 4 glade guard through my general who sticks, and then they make a number 10-inch charge, or a 14 or 15-inch charge into my general. And I'm thinking, oh man, but I'm okay with that. I'll do a bunch of wounds, and you know, it's spread out his lines. So this is what my lines look like. I've got my level 4 sitting in the trees here, so I pulled out of the trees, I mean, I pulled out of the unit so that I wouldn't flee with him, which is just really ridiculous because I'd be on a rerollable 10. My mage would be protected in the back with this unit, be safe, somewhat safe in the unit, or I should have moved her into the unit with the Way Watchers. You know, I had the right idea, just very wrong application. So she ends up here all alone. Second time in 2 games where I've put my most important, or one of my most important characters all alone. He shoots me with the cannon or scorches or something. I fail my 4-up ward saves, and boom, she's dead just like that. Just really silly on my part. Chris was really nice about it, kind of asked me about it when I did it, and I talked about why, and then I realized afterwards what he was getting after, and that I should have kept her protected. And anyways, big mistake on my part. So after round 3, I have no more magic, and I really could have used some magic because he's got powerful magic. And, you know, I've got this unit of Way Watchers right here. Anyways, I got my general in this unit with the combat with the clan rats. He's buffed up with Savage Beast of Horrors, which means that he's getting +3 attacks and +3 strength. So he's just mowing through this unit. Really cool spell, especially when put in there with a really just solid character. And with the stomps, I'm able to win combat. I've got some Dryads, and then just out of the picture to the left here, they're going to get to come in, and things are pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with this whole side of the board. My Dryads are still protecting this flank, other than the mage. My Glade Riders are there. They're going to be able to go shoot at the gutter runners, try to do some damage. I've got the Way Watchers, useless as they are. They're still holding some place here. I should be able to rally my Glade Guard, trying to salvage those points and figure out how to keep that unit alive, because that's my most expensive core unit. And by keeping them, I would, you know, keep Chris from getting his extra battle points. It makes for a very interesting game. So we're looking at the left flank now. I'm happy with how this is turning out. He's charged with the Storm Vermin, I believe, at my War Dancers. He cannot get into my BSB, and the War Dancers are protecting. He fails that charge. It was a really long charge. And he's leaving the flank wide open to the Dryads and the Branch Wraith. So I'm really happy with that. The H-Bomb is tough, but I've got all 6 Treekin. That's going to be a lot of wounds back at it. I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to win combat. And this is just a cleaner, closer look at my left flank. The Glade Guard are going to pull up. They're not going to have a whole lot to do, but they'll just sit there. Too bad we don't do table quarters anymore. And the Dryads will have a good flank charge. Just a whole mess of attacks. I'm hoping to do really well with combat just on wounds alone. I really think Dryads are just fantastic for that. You get so many attacks, you're less likely to fluff everything than with other things. So we go on this combat. He kills only 1 Treekin. I go and do a bunch of wounds back, and he fails. He had 1 wound on him, and he failed like 4 of the whatever number of regen saves. And there's my Treekin stomping on top of him. Oh yeah, it was pretty funny. Chris pulled him out there and threw him up like that. He was chuffed that happened. It was kind of funny. So on my turn, I'm able to double flank charge and throw my Treekin in the front. And the Treekin alone did 18 wounds or something ridiculous. He's still steadfast. And the Seer's still alive, so he's nigh to unbreakable, rolls really well, and sticks around. I'm thinking, all right, sweet. I got this one under control. He even pops his, what's it called? Assassin out, but doesn't drink the Potion of Strength, so the Assassin isn't able to completely annihilate my Treekin. But I'm thinking, all right, fine. You can see the Highborn's combat in the lower right-hand corner. I've been able to do all these wounds with my Highborn alone, so I'm feeling really confident about that battle too. And I'm thinking, all right, we're doing okay. I've lost my caster, which also hurts, where I don't get dispel dice and dispel bonuses. That's where it really came down to hurt me. And he's done a little tiny bit of wounding. I've rallied my Glade Guard, but he's done a few wounds to the War Dancers. He's done 1 wound to my character. I think right there I lost my 3-up ward save. You know, just the whole time he's just been losing that 3-up ward save, which is a pain in the butt. But that's all right. It could be 1 wound on the Eagle, but I'm not positive. Anyhow, I'm not too worried about that combat, especially now my Dryads are in there. My Glade Riders are running around. I don't know why they're not able to do more wounds to the Gutter Runners. I should have gone over there and tried to make a bigger threat. I think they end up getting shot off, run away. They end up dying and going away. They're a great unit when they work. They're a throwaway. I haven't been using them well this tournament at all. These Gutter Runners have shot off all but 1 of my War Dancers. I go in, charge the cannon, kill the cannon, or I break the cannon, and I have an Aegon, so I pursue off the board. So he's actually off the board right now, so I'll be able to salvage these points, which is really great. His turn 4, he takes the bell into these Dryads, which I'm totally fine with. You know, the bell does great with huge amounts of combat res. It's really hard to do damage to the bell. But what that means is that he doesn't get a whole lot of attacks back on me. I'm going to be stubborn in the forest. And with my general and BSB close by, I should be able to stick around. I might have pulled the BSB out of range, but I'm still stubborn 10, which is pretty good. I'll get all these chances to... I just allocate all my attacks against his general and try really hard to go and beat that. This is my turn 3 or 4, and I've gone and killed the clan rats that were here with the War Dancers in the flank, and I'm not certain if my Dryads are fleeing. I think that they're just turning around to face the Gutter Runners that have appeared behind me, and so I'm going to try to go hunt them down next turn, or move closer. And here the Gutter Runners have showed up. They're allocating their attacks against my Way Watchers, so which is just awesome. These guys are just... they're awesome. They really are. They're what Way Watchers are supposed to be. And they're poison shots. They, you know, it's hard for them to hit, but it doesn't matter. Once they hit, they're usually doing it. He ends up winning this combat against everybody by casting Storm Frenzy, or whatever it's called, on the rats. And so they're going nuts. They get 2 extra attacks every round. Just absolutely obliterates my Treekin, especially after popping a potion of strength. Destroys them, kills everybody. The clan rats here have charged into my branch wraith, so that's why they're out of the picture. Now he's coming to charge my Glade Guard in the corner. After combat, I've lost a couple Dryads, but I'm sticking around, so I'm okay with that. This is a great picture. I hope you guys all appreciate just the fantastic paint job. That's the bell. His BSB on the left. The seer, although kind of hard to see. It's just a great thing. I end up charging in the flank with my War Dancers. Stop taking a lot of pictures. I kill his BSB with Killing Blow. I can't remember if I killed the... yeah, I don't know that I killed his general, but he kills himself with the frenzy. He ends up frenzying this unit and kind of destroys me, but he ends up winning, but only by 138 points. A few different things, and it would have been so it very easily could have been a draw. Only 138.5 victory points of difference. Great game. If I hadn't lost my caster, could have been a win to me. Could have been a big win. Great way to finish off the tournament. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 3 games.